What's going on, everybody? It is me, Nathan, here from the Hearthstone Innovators, and I'm here with.
NJ and
Red.
And today we're going to bring you guys all our top 10 cards coming out this December, actually 2 days from now, for Kobolds and Catacombs for Hearthstone. I'm pretty excited for this expansion. Are you guys as well?
I am very excited.
Yep, I'm also excited.
Alrighty then.
Starting off our list at number 10, we have Twilight's Call, a 3-mana priest spell that summons 2 friendly Death Rattle minions that died this game. Overall, I think this is a pretty strong card in just what priest kind of already does.
Playing we just need more overpowered priest cards, of course.
Oh yeah, 100%.
This is just the beginning of overpowered priest cards. There were a lot of priest cards that almost made this list, but this is one of the good ones because it can just resummon like the 9-mana priest epic thing that's completely overpowered.
You're talking about the Guardian.
Obsidian statue.
Obsidian statue, right. Obsidian statue.
Yeah.
Cairn,
I think it
value.
does more of what priest wants to do, and it helps push that Death Rattle theme, so...
I mean, I like the Death Rattle deck, though, overall. I just don't like the...
Alright, moving on to number 9, we have Dragon's Fury. Nathan, you want to explain what that is?
This is quite the little card that you got here. 5-mana mage spell. Pretty much, you can either sweep the board or you can completely fail. Because what this card will do is that it'll deal... You reveal a spell from your deck, and it deals damage equal to its cost to all minions, so including your own and your opponent's. I mean, you could get Flame Strike, boom, 7 damage, probably sweeps the board, or you could get Frostbolt and do a really bad Volcanic Potion. I mean, the card can go from insane value to minuscule in the matter of reveals, I guess.
Yeah, but the thing is, you're going to want to put this in the deck that just relies on completely big spells.
Right.
Other than Frostbolt, there's not a lot of spells. Well, Frostbolt and what's
maybe
the other
Arcane Intellect.
Yeah, Arcane Intellect, and then the one that discovers a card. But those are mostly like just unnecessary spells. Like, well,
right.
Not unnecessary, but you could definitely build a deck around the big spells. And I think this is the card that's really going to push that deck into being something that's actually pretty competitive.
100%. Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. It's a nice little fun, I guess, meme card for the mage to get this expansion, and it's got really strong upside.
Definitely, yep. At number 8, we have Zola the Gorgon. I think this is just going to be a really good card that'll make it into a lot of control decks over not just this standard rotation, but over the next couple ones as well. It's just really good at repeating
Battle
really
cry
high-value cards, and even at its worst, even when it's just like putting another solid card in your hand, it's still like really good value.
3-mana 2/2 draw cards, not bad, honestly.
Yeah,
like that's at its worst.
Yeah, and like draw a card that you want.
Right, mostly. Exactly, because it's one of your cards you're already playing.
Right.
Correct.
It's like a better Cabal Courier.
It basically is.
But it does require something else on the board.
It does. But that's definitely not hard to do if you're waiting till the later turns. You could combo it with something like Kazakis or not Kazakis.
Reno for those
yeah. Reno and Wild. It's really good in Wild. I think it'd be higher on this list if this was a Wild thing, but
definitely. And now a card that also goes along with Dragon Fury. We got Dragon Collar Alana. 9 mana. Only a 3/3, but battle price, summon a 5/5 dragon for each spell you've cast this game that costs 5 or more. That's some insane power level.
Yeah, I think like for this deck, unlike Dragon's Fury, you don't even need to like take away cards to make it good.
Right.
Like you want to play Flame Strike and Blizzard.
Oh yeah.
And Portal. What is the Portal one?
Yeah, Firelands
Portal. Firelands Portal.
You want to play and like
Pyroblast.
Pyroblast you can play. Meteor you can play. There's just a lot of cards. Kabbalist Tome.
Right, exactly. Dragon's Fury itself.
Well, I didn't think about Kabbalist Tome. That's OP.
Yeah, so there's just a ton of cards that work really well with this. It's not like like the dragons can be cleared away and stuff. So I think you're going to need to run other late game threats in addition to this. But this is just another one to add onto the list. Another strong late game card that your opponent's really going to have to invest into some
resources and everything, definitely, to take it out, and all its dragons.
Definitely. So I think it's going to be a really strong card.
For the mage
class. We have Elven how do you say that?
Minstrel.
Minstrel.
Elven Minstrel, 4-mana 3/2 combo, draw 2 minions from your deck. Holy bananas, boys.
This is exactly what Rogue is looking for, I think.
100%.
They need card draw in their class. That's one of the things they could really
improve
make
on.
really good use of. And plus with the stat line, it's just a really efficient, not too hard to use card.
Combo,
that I just think it's gonna see a lot of play. Maybe it's not gonna be like this overpowered, ridiculous card, but I think it'll see play as a 2 in a lot of rogue decks. So
it's no Vile Spine Slayer, but I think it's better than like SI7 Agent. It's like right between the two. I'd say it's like the second best combo card.
Yeah, I think that sounds about right. At number 5, we have Reckless Flurry. I think this is gonna be if Control Warrior
comes back, baby,
deck in this expansion, and it seems like that's kind of what they're pushing for with this expansion. I think Reckless Flurry is going to be the card that makes that deck work.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you there.
Yeah, and if it doesn't see play in this expansion, it's going to see play whenever Control Warrior is good, because it's just such a good board clear in that deck.
Mm-hmm. It's just like Shield Slam. Shield Slam's not being played much right now, but it's gonna be always there. This card will rotate, obviously, eventually, but not for a very long, a year and a half. And so, like, you're just gonna be able to play it whenever Control Warrior, even mid-range matchups come around. Like, this card's still good there.
Definitely. And then at number 4, we have Call to Arms, a Paladin Epic.
Oh yeah, 4 mana. You get recruit 3 minions that cost 2 or less from your deck. I mean, this is just value incarnate. This is what Paladin wants. Just get as much as you can.
Drawing 3 cards for 4 mana and playing them all. That's pretty crazy value.
It's insane value.
The only thing that keeps this really from being higher in the list is like Paladin, unlike some other classes, doesn't have as much to combo this with.
Right.
But it's just still so ridiculously powerful. I think they'll find a way to make it work. Like Murloc Paladin will probably run this, and mid-range Paladin.
Definitely. Murloc Paladin's interesting.
Murloc Paladin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The problem with Murloc Paladin is you do have some battle cries at that lower cost with your not the Tiny Fin, but the 2 mana 2/2 secret. War Leader's a 3 cost, so I mean, if you drag that out, then you might be hacking Hearthstone at that point. But
even with that deck, you just
you still get the Murloc synergy.
Cheat minions and improve your draws. This also improves draws. I think it's a pretty powerful card.
Next up, we have a Librarian.
Kobold
Librarian.
Oh. Boys, here it is.
I think Nathan's favorite card of this expansion so far, but I'm not sure.
It's not my favorite card. That'll be on our honorable mentions.
You've been mentioning it a lot.
This is yeah. Well, I mean, look at this critter. It's a 1 mana 2/1, a battle cry draw card, deal damage to your hero. So it's a 1 mana, use your hero power, and you get a 2/1 body along with it for 1 mana. I mean, this card's got a really high power level. Zoo is probably gonna play this card. They sometimes start.
That's what I like to play.
It's good in like a control warlock deck where you just want to draw cards, and it combos with a lot of the cards that are coming out also, like Hook Reaver. It combos well with even the Spellstone is great. You could Dark Pact your Kobold Librarian after getting the draw card and restore all that health back. I mean, this card just seems very strong for 1 mana. The upside of it.
It seems really strong, and even if like cards like Vulgar, Homunculus, and the Spellstone and stuff don't see play, this is still just going to be really good in a lot of decks. Like just on its own, it's really powerful.
Yeah, it just
Next up,
Warlock.
at number 2, we have Dustbreaker, 4 mana, 3/3, Battlecry. If you're holding a dragon, deal 3 damage to all other minions. How more overpowered can you make Priest? Ask.
Well, with one more card on the list, but I mean, this card is pretty insane too.
Yeah, this card is kind of ridiculous. When I saw it, I just didn't even believe
it's a
it was
rare.
real.
It's a rare too.
It's not
a
even
rare.
an epic.
Yeah. I think this card will probably see play in every Dragon Priest deck for the end of time, and it might be even played in like a Raza Priest because sometimes you want like big dragons in there anyway, and why not play a board sweep?
Now the real question is, do you think they're gonna nerf this card as soon as it starts seeing play?
That's definitely a possibility. I don't know about this card necessarily. I don't think this is the most broken card in Priest. I think there are some other cards, Shadowy Branduin, that are a little stronger. But I mean, this card could definitely see being patched.
Priest already has a lot of board clears and a lot of ways to deal with pretty much everything.
Right.
And this is just another card that deals with a lot of other things.
It's just another tool. You just replace like a Dragonfire Potion with this card is what you can do, honestly. Just a less cost.
Yeah,
you get a minion.
I think you'd play it with Dragonfire.
Well, yeah, one Dragonfire Potion, 2 of these is what I mean.
Yeah, strong board clears in this game are hard to come by, and Priest has basically all of them. So
yeah, it's running the game.
Yeah, this is just another good one. All right, so for our honorable mentions, before we get to number 1, our first honorable mention is Raven Familiar, 2 mana, 2/2 mage minion. I think it's just pretty solid in power level. It's going to help with that big spell mage deck. It's not like an insane card or whatever, and
it's got a good stat line.
Yeah, it has a good stat line. It draws a card. Mage kind of needs a 2-drop, or it could use a 2-drop in a deck like that. So I think it'll see some play in slower mage decks.
It reminds me a lot of Arcanologist. It's 2 mana draw card, but you're not going to be able to run Arcanologist in those decks, so Raven Familiar is your perfect little replacement.
Right. And the next honorable mention that we have is my personal favorite card from this expansion so far, Carnivorous Cube. Battlecry, destroy a friendly minion, Death Rattle, summon 2 copies of it. It's a 5 mana 4/6. I just think it's a pretty good card.
Yeah, no, this card's got insane upside. I mean, you destroy one of your like egg cards.
Boom.
If
you combo it with like
Nerubian
Chicken.
Oh yeah, I mean you could do that, or you could do like I don't know
2 angry chickens,
or I don't know, maybe combo with Deathwing Dragon Lord. Put all your dragons from your hand out,
or Yashraj, or the Lich King. There's endless possibilities with this card, which is why I think it's pretty good.
That's actually pretty amazing. You can do this with Playdead.
And if you're in Wild, you trigger that Battle Cry twice. Oof.
Ooh. That's some value right there, except it wouldn't stack like that.
Insane and wild. And then next up we have Greedy Sprite.
Another
Druid ramp card. I think it's better in non-Jade decks than the Jade Blossom. So I think it's just going to see a lot of play there. But
honestly, probably my favorite card from the set. I love me some ramp cards, and I love me a little Greedy Sprite. You can't really beat that. Tell you what. And for our last honorable mention, I mean, we had to, right, guys? We just had to. Katharina, Winter Wisp, 8 mana, Hunter Legendary, Battlecry, and Death Rattle. Recruit a Beast. Nothing to do with Wisps, sadly. A little bit stronger. I mean, you can pull King Crush. You can pull Savannah High mains from your deck. It just seems really strong upside in even a mid-range like Beast deck. This card is infinite power level. It's just like combo this with Carnivorous Cube. Talk about value. I mean, really though.
Yeah, it's just a really solid card. It's an expensive card for Hunter to be running, but I think it might just fill out that last expensive slot or whatever for them, and it just seems like really high power level. So
100%. Speaking of high power level, what a great transition onto our number 1 pick. Psychic Scream, 7 mana, shuffle all minions into your opponent's deck.
Priest makes me want to scream.
Yeah, that's a pretty accurate description. So I don't really, I don't think we need to even discuss this card. I think it's pretty clear why it's the number one. It wins you the game essentially when you play it a lot of the time, and
Yeah,
if
well,
it
not
doesn't win
just
you the
that, but
game,
like,
it gains you tempo back.
yeah, it's just another board clear for priests. They didn't really need another one.
Yeah, they really
This just
honestly didn't though.
this solidifies them as like the most powerful control class out there. Um, and this is good against aggro. It's good against control as long as
Good against
they can
mid range.
push for the face
The,
afterwards.
the
Like
only deck
this
that it's
obviously
bad
isn't good
against.
for fatigue. Yeah,
Yeah, the
it's
only
not
deck that
good
it's
like if
bad
you want to
against is
go to
like
fatigue. But
mage combo. But
oh
I
yeah,
mean, what card is good against one OTK mage? Really nothing except for like Dirty Rat.
Definitely Weasel Tunneler.
You're not actually 100% wrong on that. But anyway, this thing is like Weasel Tunneler on steroids. Shuffle everything to your opponent's deck.
that's true. It takes care of the board. Like the opponent's deck thing could be seen as a downside in certain situations, but
For the
there's
most
just
part, it's upside.
for the most part, you would just play this in every priest deck out there. It fits like perfectly into like what could be the
Raza
best deck right now.
is the best deck is Raza Priest. I'm
Pretty
pretty
close, yeah.
certain. Yeah,
So
definitely.
that's
Well,
our pick for the best card of the expansion. When it's released in 2 days, we'll have to find out which card comes out on top.
Psychic
Do you
Scream.
agree with our picks? If you do, leave it in the comments below. If not, tell us what you think.
Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed. See you when the expansion drops in 2 days. See you then.